Hey guys, this is Andre from Elf Neighbor. Hope you're all doing well. In this video, I'll talk about Educacional. That's a Brazilian company that offers trading training. So they will teach you how to read moving averages, how to open your orders, how to use risk management and stuff like that, I guess. And the second service they offer is that they can hire you to trade for them using their money, and in doing this you have to pay some percentage of your profits and a monthly fee. So we'll see the details throughout the video, but keep in mind that I don't use Atom Educacional. So all the information I have here was gathered from either their website or other sources online. So although this is a review video, keep in mind that I don't use Auto Educacional, and the information here might or might not be accurate. I'm not sure. So be careful and keep that in mind. Please take a minute to read our disclaimer, and if you agree with all the terms and conditions, let's go. So I'll start by talking about Atom Educacional in more detail, then I'll provide a code simulation, very simple, trying to estimate whatever or not it's a good thing to use them from a financial point of view. Then give some pros and cons. Reclame a Key score. Reclame a Key is a Brazilian website where customers post their complaints about the company services, and then the companies have room to respond and address these complaints. And finally, I'll give you my 2 cents about this company. So what is Atom Educacional? This is their website. You can find it in the video description. So what is their business plan? They basically make money from three sources. First, selling their trading courses. Second, they hire traders who use the company's money to fund day trades. And by doing this, Atom gets paid from 40 to 10% of this trader's profits. And finally, they charge this evaluation fee to become a hired trader. So every time a new trader wants to join their team and use the company's money to fund their day trades, they have to pay a certain fee to go through an evaluation process, which is basically a demo account, and they have to get a given amount of profit within a certain time to be approved, and then finally be able to trade with real money in a real trading account. Customers can day trade indexes, either Bovespa or dollar index, both the mini and the full contracts. They can trade a certain number of stocks and a certificate of deposit rates, which are something similar to indexes. So throughout this video, the further analysis will be based on trading stocks because this is what I'm more familiar with. Now, I will not talk about the quality of Atom's trading courses. I don't know about their material. I don't know about how they teach their students and how is the customer service on this side. So I'll go straight to the cost estimates and how much we have to pay them to be hired by them, and whenever it's profitable for us or not, because I think it's kind of interesting. So first, costs. Here I will consider the cheapest plan available. So considering the first cost as the training course, which is not mandatory. So if you already have some trading experience and you don't want to take this course, you don't have to. But if you do want to take it, it's 350 reais. Then there's the test fee, a total of 359.64 to get access to the demo account, be able to trade these 20 stocks. And the approval criteria for this test is to earn a 2,000 profit in less than 30 days. The failing criteria is whatever you have 2,000 total loss throughout this 30 days or earlier, considering that you have a daily loss of 1,000 reais. And once you get approved, you can trade with real money, and we'll talk about that later. So for now, we have the training course, which is not mandatory, and the test fee, which is mandatory. And every time you want to take this test, if you fail once or twice, you have to pay this fee again. Have to pay this fee every time. The max position size is 500,000 reais or 10,000 stocks. So I don't know, this is not really relevant because we are talking about a demo account, but you have to show them that you know about trading and you kind of know what you're doing. So this is what the test is about. And then once you pass the test, you have to pay a 375 reais monthly fee, which gives you access to the trading platform. I think they use a platform called Profit Charge Pro. I'm not sure, but yeah, you have to pay this fee every month, and this is mandatory. You can't, for example, choose to use MetaTrader 5 because it's free. No, you have to use their platform and you have to pay 375 every month. And there are also the brokerage stock trading fees, which is based in the amount of money you are buying. So here in the first column, we have the amount of money involved in each trade. So in Portuguese, the comma is the same as the dot in English, and the dot is the same as the comma. So in the first column, we have the financial values, the amount of money spent on each trade. In the second column, there is the variable part of the trading fee. So if you buy stock in a value of 140 reais, which would be in the second line, between 135 and 498, you'd have to pay 2% of this 140 reais plus a fixed rate, which is in the third column. So in this case, it would be 0. But in the first line, for example, in the first row, for example, you'd have to pay 2.7 reais for this order under 135. And then there is this fourth column which says this atom discount. So I'm not sure that the price is already discounted or you have to apply this discount to the final price you get here, but throughout the simulation I will assume that the final price is not, for example, 270, but it is 270 times 2.5, so it's something like 0.06 cents. Remember that I'm not sure if this is the real case, but I will assume it is. Why am I not sure? Because I sent Atom an email and they haven't replied me yet in like 4 days. So I'm just assuming it. And okay, so we have now the stock trading fees. And then once you pass the test, you also have to pay a percentage of your profits every month in what they call a scaling plan. And this percentage starts at 40%, so you have to pay them 40% of your profits. So this is the table that dictates how much you have to pay them. In the last column, we have the amount we get to ourselves. So it starts at 60%, we get 60% of the profit, then 65, 70, so on until 9%. Which is not 90% per se, but it's 87.5% plus 2.5 in the company stock. And in the first in the first and second columns of this table, we have the current total profit. So it is between 0 and 1,000 in the first row. And then we have 1001 and 1500 in the second row, and so on. So this is the accumulated profit. And in the third and fourth columns, we have the amount of contracts we can trade in futures and also stocks. So in the first threshold, when our total accumulated profit is below 1,000, we can trade a maximum of 3 mining contracts and 3,000 stocks. And in the sixth and seventh columns of this table, it shows how much is the maximum allowed daily loss and also the maximum total loss. So again, in the first threshold, our maximum daily total loss is a total of 300 reais, and our maximum total loss is 550 reais. So what happens when you reach this maximum total loss? you are kicked out of the program. You probably have to reimburse them, and if you want to take another shot, you have to take the test again, so you have to pay the fee again. But keep in mind that I'm also not sure about this information. At least this is what I get from the internet. But I sent the guys an email and they haven't replied, so I'm not 100% sure. But this is what I'm assuming happens. Okay, so we checked their scaling plan. And now the position size and max loss, which we also saw in the previous table. So starting the first threshold in the first row, we have a total of 3,000 stock we can trade. So this is the maximum trading size, a maximum daily loss of 300 reais, and a maximum total loss of 550 reais. This is basically how we start once we pass the trading test and we start trading with Atom's money. So we are using real money now. And now guys, I want to perform a quick code simulation here. So keep in mind that this simulation has been extremely simplified. Regularly, I would have to do a Monte Carlo simulation, which takes into account variability and random numbers. And once we run the case study we are working on enough times, we take an average of all the results. So we run, I don't know, 1,000 simulations and take this average. But what I did here is run only once. Actually, I did more than once, but I choose one of the results based on what I wanted to show you. So this is kind of biased and this is not correct at all. But I just want to show the values in a simplified way. But keep in mind that this may or may not be correct. And first we'll see the assumptions. Also, you'll notice that these assumptions may not be realistic at all. Maybe these assumptions are too optimistic, but nevertheless, this is what I went with the simulation and this is what I'm going to show you guys. So I'm assuming that this person will take 2 trades a day, so a total of 4 orders. The person's profit goal is 4% and stop loss goal is 2.5%. So this is regarding to the stock price, and I will assume that either of these values will be reached each day. Like there will not be in any circumstances any trade that starts and ends the day at 0 or 1% or something like this. So I'm assuming that all trades either end with a 4% goal profit or end with a 2.5% loss, in which case the position will be closed. We are also assuming here in this simulation an average successful trade rate of 60%. Whoa, this is awesome, right? I hope this would happen to me. This is kind of optimistic, but this is what I'm assuming in this simulation. Also, our time frame is 1 month, so 20 tradable days. The position size we choose here will be 300 stocks with an average stock cost of 20 reais per stock. So our position size in terms of currency, in terms of reais, will be 6,000. So each position we open will be worth more or less 6,000 reais. So we can have a profit of 4%, 6,000, or a loss of 2.5%, 6,000, and we have a 60% chance of having a profit. And these are the assumptions of my simulation. Remember, they are kind of optimistic, and remember, this methodology I'm using is not correct. I should be doing a Monte Carlo simulation, but I'm not. And now let us remind ourselves of the total costs we have already paid. So we want to trade for 1 month, we have to pay the monthly fee. Now we have this trading fee. It's composed of the brokerage costs and the Bovespa, which is the stock market in Brazil, plus taxes. So we have 2 trades a day for a total of 20 days, but each trade is worth 2 orders. And you guys will have to trust me here that these are the values that I get. And you guys will also have to trust me here that this is the gross profit from the simulation scenario. Again, this is not really accurate. This is just easy and quick estimates I'm giving you guys. So maybe you shouldn't believe it with all your faith, just showing you here some numbers. of one possible scenario that could happen. Okay, given all these assumptions, we have to pay 40% of our profit. So we have to pay an extra 876 reais. On top of all that, we have already paid. So we get a total cost of 1,529.42 cents. And our liquid profit, the profit minus the costs, will give us a total of 660 reais 0.58 cents. Remember that we have already paid the test fee and also maybe the trading course. We also had to buy that. So we pretty much kind of break even in the first month considering this really optimistic scenario. So I don't know, chances are that we'll have a much smaller profit than that. Chances are that we'll get kicked out in our first attempt. We'll reach the maximum total loss and get kicked out. So we might end losing a lot of money in this first try or maybe the second try as well. But I don't know, we can also make a lot of profit. We could even make even more than a gross profit of $2,190. But you see, the only way to know for sure is to try and see what happens. So this is the profit loss chart. So I have the amount of profit or loss by the number of trades. And this is the result I basically got from my simulation. But if you just analyze this chart, this is something very good about our trading strategy. And now some pros and cons comparing trading for Atom and trading for yourself, doing everything on your own. So pros, why would you trade for Atom? It's not your money, so you have less attachment. Maybe the psychological factors don't affect you too much when you have a loss. Also, you have this enforced discipline. You don't have to discipline yourself because there is someone else like controlling your position size. There is someone else controlling how much you can trade in every trade. And also there is someone who is going to kick you out of the business if you reach that given maximum loss. So you're not enforcing your own discipline. Someone else is. and and there is also this advantage that you have this deferred income tax. In Brazil, we have to pay 20% over our profits in day trades. So if you trade for Atom, you can defer it until you reach 100,000 reais in profit. Now the cons, you're paying for stuff you don't need. There is this trading platform you have to pay when you're doing Atom. So you have to pay this 375 reais every month. And maybe I don't know how good this platform is and how good a trader it makes you. But there are free alternatives out there. There is MetaTrader 5, and many of the brokers offer some free options you can consider. But in Atom, you don't have this choice, you have to pay. And there is also, of course, less freedom. You are constrained by them. You can choose whichever stock you want to buy, and you kind of have someone to report to. So maybe you are thinking about working from home because you can't stand a boss, and now you end up having a boss nonetheless. So this may be a disadvantage for you. Now I want to talk about really quickly about Atom's Reclame Aqui score. So Reclame Aqui is a Brazilian website in which people like us, customers, will complain about the services and products provided by the companies. And then the companies and their representatives can see our complaints and reply to them so we can try to come to a solution. And of course, given all this information, we have to take in account that Reclame Aqui will only have complaints, so negative opinions about these companies. People who have everything doing well for them, people who got their products, are they expected or don't have anything to complain about, will not post anything on Reclame Aqui. So maybe this is also a kind of biased comparison, but this is what it is. And you can reach Atom's Reclame Aqui score following this address, which will also be available in the video description. So over the last 12 months from the recording of this video, Atom has 19 complaints. Most of them are related to the learning material and customer support. Okay, and now to wrap up this video, my 2 cents, what do I think about Atom? So personally, I would rather save money and found my own trading account. We saw that in the simulation that we would open positions of around 6,000 reais. So in my opinion, an equivalent amount to start this trading size would be 6,000 reais. So instead of paying the test fee for Atom and that 375 fixed fee for the trading platform, I would rather save this money. I know I'm sacrificing time, but that's what I want to do. Why? Because I like control. I like to know that I can do whatever I want with my trading because it's my money. I want to choose my own trading platform. I want to have options, and I don't want to have to pay 375 if I have an option, if I can do the same thing in a free platform. And also, there are cheaper brokers out there. The same platform is offered for less money in other brokers, and also the trading costs are significantly lower if you choose to use other brokers and not Atom. So these three things are advantages for me, and they combine make me see Atom as a not interesting opportunity at this moment. Also, I don't know what stuff they teach. I don't know about the quality of their training material. But if you want to trade, learning to trade is imperative. You have to know what you're doing. And if Atom can provide you this kind of quality training, then I guess it's worth it. Also, it might be an interest option if you need some kind of incentive to get started. If you are just procrastinating and if you are afraid of start trading, maybe this lower upfront investment, of around $1,000 will help you get motivated and will help you keep going. But in my case, I would rather save the money and fund my own trading account. Thank you very much, guys, for your time. Thank you for waiting. Leave your comments about Atom in the comments below. And please remember, I don't use Atom, so I don't know if this information is 100% accurate. I got all this from their website and from other websites on the internet. Thanks, guys. See you later.